In this video, we're going to take a look at how much the hips turn and when on the backswing and downswing. Okay, Mike, we had a question come in from Harold Pohorensky. He wants to know about rotation in the backswing and the downswing and how much and when and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so this is usually talked about in terms of range of motion, flexibility, should I go get screen, should I TPI, should I do all these things to increase my mobility, right? Being physically fit is a great thing in golf, but let's be real, we all have different levels of flexibility. So let's look at this problem, rotation problem, as a time issue rather than a physical flexibility issue, because we've got right behind Sean here, we've got a Champions Tour winner from this year, one of the best ball strikers in the last 20 years on the PGA Tour, demonstrating his rotation in the golf swing. I've been playing golf a long time at a very high level. He has, let's just first talk about timing in the golf swing. We've got less than a second to make the whole swing from address to impact. Less than a quarter of a second from downswing to impact. We don't want that to be any longer because that means we're going slower. So we want to keep things moving fast in the golf swing. In that less than 1 second, he has 30 degrees, 33 degrees of rotation in the backswing with the pelvis, and an impact he is 20 degrees open. So he covers 53 degrees of overall rotation in his 1 second.
Less than 1 second.
You're right, less than 1 second.
It's already at the top. So
That's
most
right.
of it's gone.
That's right. So in his quarter of it, actually his downswing is 0.21 seconds. Slower than a quarter of a second, right? No, faster.
Sorry, faster.
Yeah, faster than a quarter of a second. He's covering 53 degrees, starting at the top of his backswing to where he is at impact, 53 degrees. We have captured amateur golfers, guys who sit behind a desk all day, like I'm sure a lot of you do out there, who are 65 degrees turned in their backswing because they've been told or think that that's how you hit the ball farther.
Yeah.
More rotation, what they're not taking into account is, let's just say they want to be where this player is at impact. So they've got to now cover 85 degrees of rotation.
Just to get 20 degrees open.
Just to get 20 open, which is a modest amount.
Lower end of the scale.
It's the lower end of the scale.
Playable, obviously, but...
Yeah, we've got PGA Tour players who are 50 degrees open.
Yeah.
So let's say the golfer who sits behind a desk all day really enjoys his weekend golf. I got to get 65 degrees open, and then hopefully I can get open at impact. That's 85 degrees in that same time window that one of the best ball strikers in the world is only covering 53 degrees.
Okay, it's just not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. So what winds up happening is, let's say this amateur golfer covers 53 degrees. Well, he's a little closed or squarish at impact. The club's not waiting on him. The club takes off, and he's got the dreaded, flip, scoop through impact, adding the loft on it. So he thinks now he's got a arm position, wrist angle position.
Thinks he's got a downswing problem.
Thinks he's got a downswing problem. He doesn't have enough shaft length. He's got a concept problem. He's not able to go, and next to no one is. Even our pros who do, 50 degrees open at impact, they're still not getting 50 degrees open closed on the backswing. Nobody's covering 100 degrees of movement in less than a quarter of a second.
No.
So it's way more of a time issue than it is, flexibility is a great thing for anyone to kind of help themselves get more of, but you still have to deal with less than a quarter of a second. How much can you cover from the top of the backswing to impact and have yourself open at impact?
Yeah.
Far more important than being really turned wide open on the backswing.
And I think part of the problem, sometimes the word turn, the way that people think about it, I feel like they do more of a twist.
Yeah.
It becomes a body orientation.
Well, it's rotation at all costs.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
instead of getting the body position where it needs to be to get the right hip in a good spot where it gets slightly higher, right? They take this right side of their body and back it towards the target, so they've got an issue with body orientation, which allows them to overturn. And then they have the idea as well that the golf swing is this everything to the right, everything to the left. I mean, I challenge you to make a good pressure shift and overturn the hips. It's very
Very
difficult to do. So, you know, your change of direction needs to come from how early you're shifting your pressure, and that's gonna, you don't have any time, you don't just do not have the time to get 60 degrees close.
No. And we see a lot of guys that when they come in for lessons or they'll send us videos where they're really posing, you know, being super, you know, magazine cover type Sergio open at impact. That's awesome. And then at the same time, they're practicing their backswing, being super rotated, the club wrapped around. I'm thinking both of those things are going to happen. You're not going to get both of those. No one does. So if you want to get super open at impact and you sit in the chair all day or you're not out there working hard at it every day, you better really limit how much you're trying to turn. That's not the same thing as restricting your backswing. It's just don't try to get 60 degrees closed in the backswing and think you can get 30 degrees open in the downswing. Just very few people have the ability to do that, and we just don't see it with the best players in the world.
And, you know, we've said it before, but it all also has to do the downswing stuff with the club face. The club face is king. If you don't have this club face in a good spot and or the club shaft, and you're trying to get like rotated impact with this 45 degrees open, if you do actually achieve your goal of doing that with a bad club face and shaft position, you're going to hit the ball so bad that your body's going to adjust.
Golf's not going to be fun.
Right, your body's going to figure out from where you are in the downswing to make a movement to put the club face on the ball just so you can go out and play. So, you know, be careful with just arbitrarily trying to get open without knowing what you're doing with the golf club. And again, it all ties back into let's get the backswing going the right way. Like we always took beat the drum.
That's exactly right. So I would suggest with regard to Harold's question, anyone out there who had a similar question, prioritize this. Is it more important to you to be open at impact, have the club in really nice alignments, or is it more important to you to max out your rotation of the backswing? Because that's going to determine what you do with the swing. We vote for impact being way more important than top of the backswing. Let your top of the backswing reflect what you're trying to do with impact.
Absolutely.
Within that very small time window.
So hope that helps. Kind of a roundabout way to answer the question, but we feel like it's important to talk about the timing and the time being used during the swing, and we found that it helps students kind of figure this stuff out in their head.
Yeah, much like real estate and finances, timing is everything.
That's it.